to a very special edition of the City Pigeons, live from the Mann Center, here for the Phish concert. Gentlemen, how we doing?
We should have got Phish to jam our intro music.
Oh, you know what? We did hear them doing a sound check earlier, and we could have just asked them. Mark, you were up there. Did you ask them?
Could have asked them nice.
They were going to do it, but then it rained a lot, so they said they couldn't, which I understand. They committed to us, and the weather stepped in.
Just imagine them doing the intro.
Can you imagine? Now, let me say this, guys. This is a feat unlike any other that we've ever pulled off, in that I said to you guys, how about we do an episode from the parking lot at the Phish concert? And you probably thought, most of you guys thought I was insane, right? How many Phish fans are here right now, honestly?
All Phish
right
fans.
Here.
All right.
Wait, that you?
Yeah.
Now, Rock, let me ask you a quick question.
I'm a Phish fan.
Let me ask him a quick question. If we're going to get to the hard-hitting topics,
what?
Are you representing as a Phish fan on behalf of, the brothers because you feel underrepresented here?
Absolutely. I you know what? I'm not gonna lie.
I don't see it.
I've never felt safer around this amount of white people in my life.
Yeah, he's never felt this safe in Philadelphia in his
the only
entire
brothers
life.
I've seen so far were Rock and the nitrous balloon dealers.
Don't forget about the workers here. You know what I mean? Yeah, don't forget about them.
And the two workers with the Mann Music Center.
with the Mann jackets on.
So I gotta explain why I thought this would be a good idea. Okay, so and by the way, Fink, hello. Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Took you long enough.
Back,
How
man.
you guys doing?
Fink is back, ladies and
long
gentlemen.
enough?
We'll
We
get,
missed you, brother.
We'll get we're gonna get to some of the things that transpired in a minute, but I have to explain what we're doing here and how we came up with this concept. Fink actually started this on an episode about almost like 9 months ago.
Yes, I did.
Fink was telling us about how he went to the Phish concert, and we were like,
11 months. They
Right.
played the beach in Atlantic City last August.
Right, and so Fink was talking about how he went to the concert and he had snacks, and then we had a conversation about Phish having songs, and we out loud questioned, does Phish actually have songs? And we posted a clip about it, and to this day, every week, I get at least one comment from somebody that says, damn right Phish has songs. They played 13 straight shows at Madison Square Garden. They never played the same set list. Does that sound like a Phish fan to you?
You're playing with fire. You're getting crazy.
Okay.
I'm not
Except they got to name every song in order it was played. So.
I don't know if anyone's ever been rolled on by Phish fans, but this might be it. This might be the first time. Okay, so I said...
That was the angriest I've ever seen anyone in the
I don't
Phish
get it.
parking lot.
I don't
I've
get
been
it.
there for about 4 hours
I'm getting
now.
some ice
unnecessary.
grills back there. So anyway...
That's our man Kaz. Shout out Kaz. He's been here all day.
Where's
Thank
Kaz?
you. Kaz
Yo.
right there.
So wait.
Represent.
Phish actually does have songs. Can you
Loves
name
the
one of
City
these
Pigeons.
Phish songs? We really
Kaz
have
knows
one
the deal.
Phish head in the group here, Mark.
Bouncing around the room. Bang, thank you.
If I were to tap into the world of Phish, what song should I go listen to first?
Wow, that's a big question. If you want like the most commercial song,
I just want something that's going to be
I would
familiar
say
with
like
that.
"Sample in a Jar" is like their most poppy jam that people
Sample in a Jar?
Yeah, like people who are not fans of Phish would latch on to "Sample in a Jar." I'd say
Sample in a Jar. I'm going to listen to that all the way
Same
out.
thing
classic
all the
poppy
time.
song.
What about Prince Caspian? Does that put you like a
Prince
sea level?
Caspian is like on a different level, but an amazing song as well.
Like the Caspian Sea?
But,
All right, whatever.
Rob, just be careful. I don't know if it's a good look for you to be bouncing Sample in a Jar, when you're rolling. Just be cognizant of where you are and the timing.
I'm not going to be rolling down fucking 52nd Street banging fucking Sample in a Jar.
Yeah,
52nd
not to interrupt, but just so everybody can follow at home, because we're not going to tell anybody that you can't pass through here. Before the show, I set the line at 5.5 for the amount of people who are going to walk in front of the camera. So far, 2 have, right?
Oh, did they?
No. We're at 0.
That was before
Yeah, I
the
didn't see
show.
anyone.
Watching the whole time.
I didn't see any. I didn't see
before
any.
the show.
Yeah, because you guys aren't paying attention. But because I set the line, I'm paying attention.
Well, since we started recording, it's at 0.
Everyone picked the under except Tom, and so
All right.
far we're at 2. Over-under's 5.5, so we need 4 more to cash the
All
over.
right, fine. We'll defer
Sounds
to you.
fixed.
We will defer to you. Anyway, so...
All right, back to the show.
So
I
Rock,
thought-
let me tell you one thing though. There is a song, believe it or not, just to like sort of bring it into the City Pigeons world. There is a song called Wilson that
I know that one.
Russell Wilson has made his anthem. and there was an entire NFL
God.
Films documentary about it.
All right, hold
So
on.
man, that dude's a fucking dork, man.
All right, hold on. Meech, you got anything to say about that, Mr. Unlimited?
Listen, I think you know from I think the very first episode I've had negative thoughts on Russell Wilson, but
Yeah.
I'll just leave that be.
That's not helping convert anyone.
yeah, that's
no
not
doubt about it.
That's not helping.
I didn't think it would. I just pointed out.
So right now I got Wilson, Caspian, and something in the jar.
Sample.
Sample in the jar.
Here's what I'm taking.
That's my playlist for
Here's
the
what I'm
ride
taking.
home.
It's not like there's not songs that people enjoy. They enjoy the vibe and the jam band aspect where they don't know what they're getting. They might go off on a tangent
tell
for
'em,
15
Meech.
minutes
No,
playing random.
I completely understand
It's
that,
not
but if I
about-
want to get
it's not
familiar
about,
with
like-
it, you know what I mean? I gotta
It's not like you go
start
to
somewhere.
A Taylor Swift concert.
Hold on.
All right, we're going to pull in some passersby. That's going to be part of the show.
To the left wants to know
Here we go.
the one Phish song
You have to be on the mic.
that you would recommend.
Pull her on the
Excuse
mic.
me. This gentleman wants to know the one
Have you
Phish
ever been
song
on
you would
film?
recommend to him. He's never heard Phish before. What would it be? Speaking into this microphone right here.
Tube number one.
Going close.
Tube number one.
Tube number one. Is that about
All
bongs?
right, all right.
It's not about
Tubes.
bongs?
It's about tubes, bro.
What's the
Get
deal?
barrel, you
Clean.
know? I know all about that.
All right.
Tube number
That's
one?
too good. That's
no,
too good.
tube number one. Is that a...
All right.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Okay.
First two, whatever.
See, it's not even,
Close.
okay. Okay.
Let's
Fair
move.
enough.
Can we move past this and let's move to what we're
So
talking
anyway,
about
point
tonight
is
here.
this. I thought it would be great to bring us down here full on what I like to call Phish Out of Water. We got our two buddies from the Northeast up here for the Phish concert.
You know what? I've never even been to the Mann Center before.
That's
in my life.
unbelievable.
I've never
Hold
been
on
in
one
a
sec,
I've never
hold
been
on
in
one
a man
sec,
for a
hold on
show either.
All right. Goodheart
This
has
gentleman down here wants to know the one Phish song he should listen to. He's never listened to Phish before. Will you tell us what it is, the one song?
Come on.
I feel like we're in a Jay Leno
They're
show.
debating it. Yeah, it's Jay Leno. Who was the 7th president of the
Don't be
United
shy, dude.
States?
Just spit one out. Just spit one out.
Yo, he's got a Reba shirt that
Yeah.
says the Sega logo. That's
I
pretty
like
dope.
it.
Tweezer.
Tweezer. All right. I think I
right.
saw someone with a Tweezer shirt.
I got
And
my
was like, what is
playlist
that?
set for the ride home, Mark.
We're good. We're good. We're
Okay,
good.
Yeah, I
we
got it.
officially have
Thank
enough
you.
recommendations. Okay.
Those are enough songs.
All right. So, got the crew down here, Phish Out of Water. We're experiencing the vibe. I will say this. It's just a feat that we pulled this off because there was, as you will have in the summer, lots of thunderstorms. We had torrential rain. This is an elaborate setup. I thank my man Aleko for working with us, but we made it happen. We're a little bit late, so we got to move the show along.
Shout out
boys.
Creative Directive.
Yeah.
Or
Creative outfit.
I'm sorry.
Creative outfit. Okay.
My bad. I was getting you sidetracked over here.
Now-
I'm sorry.
All good.
But
Now-
I needed to make a playlist for rock. I'm just
No.
saying.
Can you
You're
toss
good.
me a beer?
Now, guys, listen.
Toss me
It's
the
great
burner.
that we're here in the Phish, in the parking lot for the Phish show. And I want to dive deeper into the phenomenon that is Phish because it very much intrigues me. But as a lot of you guys know, you've been watching at home, you've been listening. We've had a bit of controversy on the podcast, and you know that's largely as a result of the fact that Fink, who is here, thank you,
Hey, guys.
had a very bizarre occurrence in his life where there was an article written about his courtship of Devin, which I think we've gone into way too far. And I just want to address maybe what I thought was a miscommunication, because what's been happening is our team has been talking to Fink about his contract status, and I was under the impression that he was coming here, that we had a settlement, and then I saw something on the internet indicating that he was merely coming here to fulfill his last contractual obligation
His
show.
lawyers must have really thumbed through his last contract.
Yeah,
saw that.
and I just,
that last
I
show
was ready to
clause.
come here and talk about how we reached an agreement and we had terms, and I just don't know if he's just here because he has to be. You know, like the angry player that comes to camp after they said they're going to hold out, but they come anyway.
I'm
here
like
just so I don't get
contractually
fined.
obligated.
I just want to
Fink.
know where we're at here, Fink. All right, can you talk?
my mic?
Can you tell people?
Hey, why do you,
Dude, don't forget
please
about the
grab
Fink and
my
Rock
mic.
show,
I know
bro.
what I'm doing
This
with
is
the
the
mic
kind of
over here, okay?
micromanagement that you don't like, obviously. Can you speak to this real quick, please?
Are you go-
Let's go.
I just want to know, are you going to have the contract and the terms fulfilled?
Well,
Because I know there was a lot there, and you said you think you could do some of them, but
well, listen. When
I mean,
you
your
asked,
demands were you wanted to be called Meech, which is just weird. And so nobody
so
treated them
obviously,
seriously.
obviously we're not going to have all the demands met.
No. He sent me a revised list of demands. Now, one of his demands is that he had a funnel cake themed donut named after him at Federal Donuts.
Yeah, where's
now,
Tom
Tom
at?
is off to the side.
That
He's not
feels pretty
listening
easy
right
to
now.
He's
do.
actually
I'm
off
just
to the
saying.
side working on the funnel cake themed
I
donut.
think he's working on it. So,
Yeah.
so Fink, I just want you to know, I couldn't like guarantee that, but I want to say something. I want to guarantee something that we can make happen, okay? And that is a full-on commitment to the think tank, okay? You know that we just moved into a new space. You haven't been there, I don't think, yet, but you're gonna. And we're gonna create, listen, we're
They
gonna
have
create our
construction
own,
going right now.
We're gonna create our own
seen
think
it.
tank for you. And by the way, I want you to know something.
So I'm getting the fishes in the tank.
Hear me out. I had a think tank for you today that I had my whole family work on. It was a bit of a craft project. However, Mark Goodheart let it get wet on the way over, and because it was made of cardboard, it didn't last. But we spent a lot of time on it. So here's the thing. Not only do we have a think tank that we're going to make for
dismembering
you.
the Goodheart
no,
part,
we
too?
found a
That was in the-
sponsor. We found a sponsor for the think tank. Mark, would you introduce to the good people the new sponsor of the City Pigeons Podcast, the JBMP Group? Did I get the acronym right?
You got that right.
All
You got
baby.
that right.
Can you talk to the people about the JBMP
Real
Group?
Estate is siding with Fink, and they are the new sponsor of the Think Tank.
Hell yeah.
Let's go. You got your own sponsor.
financial
If
backing,
you're looking
dude.
for a place to move,
Listen up.
if you're looking for a place to move, they are the premier agent in the city.
Okay.
I don't want to get involved. If you and Devin are looking to move in, they find you an apartment.
There you go.
And if you're looking to rent your apartment, like if one person vacates and they're looking to rent where they live, JBMP's good at that too. They're good at sales.
Guess
and
what?
they're good at property management. They are the sponsor of the JBMP.
Yeah, Fink's going to end
Think
up renting
tank.
out the think tank.
You can't rent the think tank. JBMP will rent out the think tank for you. No, listen.
JB&P, I love it.
JBMP. I was driving here today and I was thinking, all right, we got to talk about JBMP. I swear to God, I'm on Girard Ave. I look over, it says, leasing JBMP. And I'm like, these guys are everywhere. They have so many great services. We're going to tell you more about them. I think we're going to start doing maybe like a listing a week or something we can tell people about. You like that idea?
Good idea, good
so
idea.
JBMP, we're happy to have you on board. We thank you guys. Sponsor the think tank.
What up, JB&P?
Shout out.
Now, real
Now we're
quick,
gonna work.
a follow-up to that is a good challenge to the people that are listening or watching the City Pigeons Podcast, because we could use some craftsmanship. If you're watching the City Pigeons Podcast and you fancy yourself a craftsman and you have an idea for how you want to build the think tank, you can come do it in our space.
Yeah, wasn't there a show on like HGTV
Yes,
where they
tanked.
built those big tanks?
Tanked.
Have them, but
Yes.
build like a human one for Fink.
We should
I
get
wanna be-
Tank to come do
Yeah,
this.
I want that or like the Wildwood clown that was on the boardwalk
Yo,
before.
All right,
We-
how
we
long's the
should get-
podcast? We could get him an oxygen tank that lasts for like an hour and 15 minutes, and he could just float around in there, and bubbles
All
come.
right. The thought occurred to me, it's actually a funny story. I used to work on some of the legal work related to tanks, swear to God. And the thought occurred to me that tanks could build this. I just don't know if we have enough sway to get them interested, but we're going to find out. I'm going to hit them up. Can
in.
you help me? Well, maybe we create a video. Are you in?
I'm in. Let's do it.
All right. Now, some of your other terms.
JB&P.
I guess we're going to have to work through it, but is your idea that like you are amenable to us working through this and you're not just here to serve out the rest of your contract?
Well, another one is.
He's got his terms.
I got the terms up here.
Yeah, go ahead.
I want the City Pigeons as a group to issue a proclamation stating that Franklin is the city's worst mascot.
I'm willing to do that.
Everybody has
Okay,
to be
Rock,
on
did you hear
board.
that? We have to issue a proclamation saying that Franklin is the city's worst mascot. Will you sign up for that? I know you're really into the red nuts, if I remember
This
from
is
the
the only
clip.
way I'm coming back, Rock.
Before we release
in.
that
I'm in.
proclamation, let's introduce the City Pigeons' newest promoter. It's Franklin. He's going to be the newest guy on the podcast.
Okay.
And
I don't
then hold on,
appreciate
then
the
the last
Franklin
one
name, but
that
I'll go with it.
I just added this one. Either Tom or Meech, after every episode, have to tell me I did a good job tonight.
That's
And
easy.
call me son.
What if we
And
do
call
a
me
door
son?
You did a good job,
Call
son.
you son?
Good job, son.
Good job,
And
son?
pat me on the back after an episode.
That's just
All right.
weird, dude.
Wait,
Something
I want
weird.
to speak to one of your other demands, because one of Fink's demands was to be added to the logo. And I just want you to know, I didn't actually design that logo thinking that each one of those pigeons represented a character. But I see where you're coming from, because there's 3 of those. Now the question is, though, I open up that floodgate. Can I get him in there? Can I got him in? How many pigeons are we going to have in our damn logo?
You
Very
know
difficult.
what's amazing about
You don't
that,
need more
Jesse,
demands.
is my wife, like literally a week ago, was like, you know that logo is the 3 of those people, 3 of those guys. And I was like, really?
Well,
I
guess
was like,
what,
I
guys?
didn't even think about it.
When it started,
I've
it
been
was
thinking
just
about that
the
for a
3 of us.
while now. I ain't gonna
Tom,
lie.
you were gone. So one of the demands is that I get a funnel cake inspired donut named after me. We can work
Can you,
on that,
do you
right?
think? What if we do that at like one shop?
Coco, I'm gonna have to talk to Coco.
Can
and
we
see if we can make that happen?
And then we'll judge sales. And if it bombs, then you don't get it.
I would
I
line
don't
up
think we've
early
ever
for
done
it.
that donut. Felicia, do you remember the donut call? Like, I don't think so. We've never done that kind
Let's
of thing.
ask her when she comes
We'll
up.
ask her when she comes
Okay.
I
up.
think a funnel cake will sell fucking
All right,
sell
guys,
very well.
here's
I know
the
what
deal.
I'm doing. I'm a
Not
fucking
enough funnel
genius.
cake
They
in
were switching the
Philadelphia.
logo
I
up?
agree with that.
Here's the deal. Here's the
And
deal.
they're charging $10 for funnel cake down at
Yeah,
Spruce Street
Real
Harbor.
quick. If we switch the logo up, can we just add a shaded pigeon?
No, I want to be
To, like,
goose.
represent
No,
me?
they gotta
I wanna
all
be
be
a
white.
goose.
Listen, we'll discuss this afterwards. But there's ways we could creatively put a little tank into the logo.
Yeah, all right.
We'll look it
I
up.
got to talk to
You're
my
into
cousin.
the logo,
He's got to do the
all
work.
right?
Okay, listen.
We'll get you in.
I'm glad we explored
Shaded
that.
pigeon,
I think
please.
people will be happy to know the dialogue is open. He's amenable. He's here. Also,
Here,
guys.
that handshake agreement, I'm back.
Yeah, baby.
And then,
this
and then
feels
we'll,
so
we'll
good.
hammer it out.
This
That's
feels so
what you
good.
like.
You hear
By the way, if you can
love
hear
it.
me, and I realize most people can't, there are hoagies and donuts over here by Felicia. There's hoagies and donuts. Hey, Cat's called.
You got somebody in the
Get them
background there. You got
hoagies.
somebody.
Get them
Whoa,
hoagies.
look at that. Look at
Get
that.
them
Look at
hoagies.
that. We got some
Okay.
special talent behind you, Jess.
Yo, guys, I've been in this.
Luckily, my wife doesn't watch this show, so we are totally fine, folks.
Guys, this is the first 4 hours I've been introduced to Phish in my entire life.
you love it?
I've never listened to anything, so I came here with an open mind, and I just wanted to check it out. And I'm very I like to observe things. I don't. There's lots of older people. I think maybe in 1993 they were really into Phish and they just never stopped coming, which is cool. Not knocking it, but
Meech, that's exactly what happened.
and also now they bring their kids to the shows. But I also
love that.
noticed that there's balloons all over the place. So I think
It's nice for the kids.
So here's a missing money-making scheme at Phish shows is you have the nitrous balloons
Rock,
for
what's
adults,
going on over
3
there?
for 20, and
don't
then
know,
the
man.
helium balloons for kids, 2 for 10.
Meets forever the hustler.
You
love that.
introduce the kids into the little
And
scene you got.
maybe
It
there's a
doesn't hurt
middle
what
ground
they
that's
got.
half and half to introduce them into the real thing. I don't know. It's just a thought. Meech,
I mean,
I love it.
if I was an entrepreneur, that's what I would be thinking of.
All right. Meech, I love it. I love that you're drinking this in. I appreciate your
I put
flexibility
the
in coming
tie-dye
here.
JSP lapstone on.
I actually thought, I was like, I have to wear something tie-dye. I do not own anything
Jesse,
tie-dye.
Mark,
Jesse.
Mark
I
Goodheart
think
told me that they wore
sorry.
obscure jerseys to Phish shows, so I threw the Mann Music
JB
Center
and
underneath just in case. But I don't see anybody
Go
wearing
ahead, Mark.
jerseys.
Go ahead, Mark.
I was saying, I think it's time to introduce our first guest of the night.
I think that's damn right. Because listen, people don't want to hear from us about Phish because we
think
don't
they
know shit
do.
about Phish.
And I'm trying to go on the
No,
show, bro.
They want to hear awesome stories from people who've done legendary things related to Phish. So we need to bring on our first guest right now. Her name is Felicia. Where's she at? Bring her in. She's a legend. Listen, I've known Felicia for many years. Hey, let's go with it. No, I want to hug. Come on. There we go. All right. Okay. Come on. Get in here.
headphones.
Here, take the headphones. Here, you take the headphones. Wow, it's so different now. I can't hear anything, but that's okay. Can you hear? Here, you got to get right in on this bad boy.
There
All
you
right,
go,
good?
Felicia.
Okay.
Can you hear all right?
So, Felicia and I actually go way back. There was an instance where she wore a chicken suit in my father's office when we shot a promotion for the Rooster Soup charity drive. But I feel like we knew each other before that. I've seen you at a lot of things. You Federal Donuts people are very social, really. You get out a lot.
Yeah, we're visible.
And didn't you started out working at Monk's, right? Don't you have a background there? Can you explain that real quick to people? And Federal Donuts, a little back history on who you are here.
Totally. I started working at Monk's in 2005 as like a bartender and a server, and I always kind of worked there. I was like allowed to work there even when I wasn't on the schedule for many years and got to fill in and stuff. So,
Got it.
Yeah. And then when
Get
we
right on
started
that bad boy.
Federal Donuts in 2011, I stopped working there, which was weird. But I went back and worked with Tom again 2 years ago, 2015. And yeah, I kind of like never left Monk's.
Amazing. And you have been a Phish fan, I'm guessing, forever. Tell us a little bit about how you got into Phish. And I follow you on social media, not in a weird way. It's so weird to say to someone in person. But I see you're posting a lot of things about Phish, and I know Federal Donuts has done some things. But let's talk about the origination of your love for Phish. How about that?
Yeah, I went with my friends in 1999, the summer after we graduated from high school, to Camden. and saw the band there in Camden on 7/10/99, and it changed my life. And
Changed your life.
Yeah, it was very.
Where was the first show? In Philly?
In Camden.
Oh, in Camden.
Yeah, at what used to be called.
What a crappy
the
venue, though.
E-Center.
But that's neither here nor there. My first Phish show, and I've only been to one, was at the Spectrum. That had to be in like '96.
Yeah.
And I was a little freaked out, if I'm not lying to you.
Yeah, good.
Despite
good.
whatever, I was in. I'm not going to talk about my mind state. But anyway, so my first Phish show was a long time ago, too. The only difference is you've been traveling, right, and checking them out for many years.
Yes.
What's the farthest you've ever gone for a Phish show?
I've been to California.
California?
I mean, more than once. It's a
Nice.
long trip. Yeah.
Have you ever gone to like Montana or some of those?
Oh, I've gone to Mexico.
Oh,
That's far.
all right.
To Cancun.
Cool. All right,
fun.
very good. All right, so obviously, I don't know if you know this, Tom is kind of a member of our crew at this point. We love him, and he's been nice enough to like bring some Federal Donut stuff down. It's so loud, no one can hear me, but we have some of the special Phish donuts. I believe.
Jesse, one thing. I'm told talk a little louder just for the people.
Talk a little louder.
Everyone talk a little louder.
I can't only talk so loud, Mark. The equipment only works.
Sorry, we
the
will
best.
all talk louder, my bad.
What's important is the people watching and the people listening can hear us, not all these people bouncing around the room. See what I did there? It's not a room. But anyway, point is this. We have some of the donuts, and we need to hear the story behind the donuts because I know that you guys, you made these donuts, and then you went to Madison Square Garden, and it's a whole thing, and people are stealing menus. And Tom, feel free to jump in here to alliterate a little bit, because I know you know the story too. Take us back to the beginning of this wild ride.
So back in the day when Twitter was fun,
When Twitter was fun?
we had lots of...
Meech doesn't think Twitter's fun anymore
Meech
either, do you,
remembers.
Meech?
He was there.
He loves it.
Meech
Okay, go
totally
ahead.
remembers.
Yeah.
We moved him over there now. That's Mark. We moved him over there.
So
All right.
because I did the Twitter for Federal Donuts and everybody knew I was a Phish fan from my personal posts and things like you used to see.
Right. Feliciafied?
Yes.
Feliciafied, if you're paying attention on Twitter.
And Federal Donuts, we got a lot of work out of Twitter because we would say when we were sold out, so people would tune in there, to see what the status was. So we had a lot of followers. And when the band was coming back to play the Mann in 2014, they hadn't played here since 93 or something like that for forever. So I was like, you guys, owners, Chef, Matt, let's do something for the Phish fans because they always come in to Federal Donuts.
Yeah.
When the band is in town, they always come in. They show so much love and they love it and they're into it. So let's show them some love and say thank you. And everybody was super into it. And Matt made the first Phish donut, which was the Fishman donut, which was
Fishman is the guy who plays the vacuum. Am I getting that right?
And the drums.
And well, that too, yeah. But the vacuum. This guy, just so you guys know, he plays a vacuum. He puts it on his mouth, right?
He does. He plays
Yeah.
the vacuum.
We heard about this. Didn't you see that?
Don't try that at home.
There was
that
the
was
vacuum
insane.
guy and the guy who plays the guitar on the trampoline, right?
Right.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
I know. I'm a Phish expert, actually.
Yeah, rock. Yeah, rock. Represent. Okay. So, but it's kind of like we're doing the show here. You knew that if you did something related to Phish, people would go crazy because they're so, into it, and that's what you started with, right?
Yeah, Phish fans really appreciate other Phish fans and the love that we all share for the band is a very powerful, unifying thing, right?
Makes sense. It's like Mobb Deep.
Right. So we made that donut, and I got in touch with the band's creative director, Julia, who followed me on Twitter, and so I could write her a message and say, hey, I want to take these donuts that we made to the Mann backstage for the band and the crew to say thank you.
Right.
And she said that would be great.
And by the way,
she
these
connected
donuts,
me.
though, were themed. They're not just your average donut,
No,
right?
they
Can
were
you explain what made them unique?
Well, we made them to look like the original donut.
These
was
are
just
some
the
of them, right?
Fishman.
Or no?
These are.
Yeah, we have
Tom?
the coconut. Yeah.
Yeah, you got.
Okay.
I can't see them.
That's all right.
Yeah, you got Jimmy's. You got strawberry
those run of the
shortcake,
mill, or are these
lemon
Phish?
poppy, coconut.
Right.
These are all Phish donuts from the
Okay.
Baker's Dozen.
Okay, these are all Phish donuts from the Baker's Dozen, and what I understand, that's a very epic thing.
Yeah, they
Okay.
were very.
Can we
Now, they
hear
don't-
about each one? I want to hear about each one.
No, stop. Relax.
That's a long time.
They don't have any special ingredients in them, I take it, right?
Oh no, they are safe for all.
Okay.
Chicken
So,
skin,
like the
yeah.
kids that would have the helium
Yeah.
balloons, same thing. I
They're
got it. Okay.
Family friendly.
Okay, so you customize them, and obviously Phish is like, oh, geez, don't bring me customized Phish donuts. We don't need. They were like, yes, come to us.
Yeah,
I
so
take it.
it was just kind of good timing, and the word got out in the world that we were Phish fans at Federal Donuts, and we were into them. And when they needed somebody to make them donuts for the Baker's Dozen in 2017 at Madison Square Garden, which was 13 show residency.
Oh, wait. So did they ask you guys to do that?
Yes.
See, now that is so cool.
That changed things
The push
for us.
and the pull, baby.
Until then, I don't think we had an understanding of what it meant. But then, since that moment, since Felicia brought and put us together, Phish has become one of the highlights of our marketing calendar every year.
Okay, now here's
and
my question.
We make decisions based on when and where they're going to be close to Philadelphia.
Tom, what did they ask you to do? Because they asked you to bring donuts for 13 shows, or how many? Like, what happened?
It was 13 consecutive nights, 13 different flavors. It was about 3,000
So it's a different
donuts.
flavor for every show.
Correct. 13.
Just like Phish has a different set for every show. You know what I'm saying?
She may have more context there,
Yo,
but
that's crazy
that's
you put
it.
that together, man.
Yo, thanks, baby. Meech is like, I would do this totally different. All right, so different flavor for every show, 13 nights. And who are you feeding? Like, how did you know what yet? Like, did you sell them? How did this work?
No, they were a giveaway from the band, so people lined up early every day to come in at doors, at 6 o'clock.
Like those
and
people over there, right?
The first people who got in the door had a chance to get a donut, and there were not, 21,000 of them because it's a very large
Okay.
venue. But
How many people?
There were many.
How many do you think still have that donut, like, sitting on their shelf?
There's
Probably some.
More than you would expect.
Probably
Way
some.
more than you would originally
They sent
expect.
it to PSA to get graded.
Exactly.
There
That's my
was,
first Phish donut.
Nice, Meech.
there was more than one person that cast it in resin, and I saw them for sale on eBay.
That's what I'm talking about.
Nice.
That is amazing.
You got to say
So
that
for
one.
you, though, as a Phish fan, this had to be like the greatest thing ever, right?
Oh, yeah,
You're
I
going
was,
to all these shows, you got passes. I mean, come
That
on.
was the coolest. Well, honestly, that was one of the coolest things for us was knowing what this meant to Felicia, and to watch her have that would have been like if last year when we did the Rice Krispie.
Wait,
if
did
it
you
would
get
have been
to
like
go
Bryce and I
backstage
rounding the
and
bases
stuff?
together, like that kind of thing. That's basically what that would have been like.
Yeah.
So it was really cool.
It would
for
have
us
been
to
like
see
for
that.
you if, like, I don't know, maybe like Madonna or somebody did it and you got to go to her shows or
Bad
something
Bunny,
like that.
like Bad Bunny,
Okay,
Bad
yeah.
Bunny.
I tried to think of something
Bad
good.
Bunny,
I don't know when
Bad Bunny.
Madonna came to me. I hope she's okay, by the way. I know she had
Can't
some
stop listening
issues
to Latin
recently.
rap.
What's wrong with
sorry.
Madonna?
Madonna was in the ICU, man.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hopefully she's okay.
Yikes.
Shout out Madonna. Anyway.
Yeah, that got dark.
Show's
All right.
taking a dark turn. What are
Okay,
you
so
talking
wait,
about,
here's
man?
the question. Felicia, now, like, you've what do you guys do? Like, you have these donuts. Tom, real quick, can you tell me about the menu situation? Because
they-
Phish fans can be problematic, as I
So
understand.
they always are calling us. Still to this day, we'll get calls, emails looking for the packaging from that tour, and we had. They've come in, and what they'll do is we'll do custom menus where
Right.
we'll have Phish-inspired theme, and they'll always look to take them because
Or
that
steal them.
becomes part of their thing.
Right.
So they did that with Maya last year. Maya was like, Dad, somebody came and they took it. I'm like, what happened? And she said, they asked if I could have it, and I said, no, that's our menu. That's the only one we
Okay.
have. I go to the bathroom, come back, it's gone.
Fink.
I'm like, honey, that makes me happy. I was
Fink,
like, honestly,
Fink,
that they
would-
care that much. They're like, they want it. Like, that's a good thing. Like,
Fink,
that's
would you steal something like that if you felt strongly enough?
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah.
I steal mugs from bars like the Eagles mugs,
Oh, do you do
Phillies
that?
mugs.
We know Meech would seal it.
Yeah, Meech has a long
I
history of theft.
I'm a reformed,
He's reformed.
father of 5.
Yo, he's
I don't
reformed.
steal.
He doesn't like going to concerts. He's never been to the Man. I'm worried about this guy.
He's a recovered thief,
Folks,
man. Listen,
save
he's getting
Meech.
older.
Don't worry about me.
Save Meech. Okay, so have you become part of the folklore of Phish at this point, or what? I think so. Certainly in Philly.
Federal Donuts is definitely in the book.
I
as
just
we
saw
say.
a guy walking by here. He had a Baker's Dozen Phish T-shirt on.
Oh, wow.
And I don't think he didn't stop by and talk to us. He didn't see the donut sitting up there. He
Sounds
was
like
just
you
rocking
guys
the
are
T-shirt,
turning a
so-
profit off that.
Yeah.
I
I've
love
seen a
it.
handful.
I saw a guy before we came on with the Florida, the Miami, Florida Federal.
I saw
That's
that.
got to be a limited edition.
Oh, wow. I never knew such a thing
Yeah.
existed. Wait, do you guys have a store?
That was the
Sweet
problem.
shirt, too.
You have
That
a
was the
store?
problem. Neither did the people in Wynwood.
Do you have a store in Miami?
We did.
You did.
We were down there for about
that's
a year.
definitely
Timing
limited.
was a little bit off.
Timing was off.
Wynwood would be much different now than it was
Unlike the
then.
Baker's Dozen, timing was a little off.
No,
Well, all right,
that's
Felicia,
1,000.
what should people know about tonight's show? What do you think is going to make tonight's show different? Like for us, we're here, just like, what should we know about this experience, generally speaking?
So we love Phish at the Man. This is a really small venue for the band. It's a beautiful amphitheater. The shed, the pavilion, was completed in 1976 for the bicentennial. It's made of cedar, and it sounds amazing. So if you are inside that pavilion, you get a really beautiful sound. I know the band loves to play here. They play great barn burner, fiery shows. It tends to be hot. We're all sweaty get down.
Yep.
And then it has a great lawn where you can have some space and gang up with a lot of people.
Here's
and
my prediction for tonight's
it's gonna
show.
be
These guys
beautiful.
have been stuck on like 76 traffic and they're angry and they get in a fight on stage and they break up.
Okay.
It's the last Phish show ever.
That would be so Philly.
That would be Philly.
They just throw their instruments at each other and say, they storm
how
off
is this
stage
two
and say,
lanes?
I hate this.
Meech, they're playing tomorrow
Yeah,
night. Sorry.
and Trey will be like, and the Flyers suck so bad that I hate Philadelphia.
He goes to a lot of Ranger games, you know.
Oh,
Trey.
yeah? Uh-oh.
A lot of Ranger
Uh-oh.
games.
We don't
up
care.
there.
He can be a Rangers fan. Fink, you agree, right? You don't care if Trey likes the Flyers, do you?
Yes,
Nobody
I do.
likes the Flyers.
Yes.
You're trying to resurrect?
I don't
All
like
right.
I don't like the Rangers.
Bartender. Over to the bartender. Okay, Felicia, hey, we love you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
what up,
Have
what
a
up,
great
what up?
night
Look at this,
tonight.
look at this, look at this.
You're a legend.
Look at us.
You're a legend, and we
Felicia,
thank
hold on, hold on.
you for coming down
What
to this.
song you want to hear tonight? Let's
What's-
get busy
what
because
song
we
do you
might
have
be
to
the only
hear?
two of us going in, you know?
I want to hear LaGrange.
LaGrange?
LaGrange.
LaGrange. All right.
By ZZ Top.
And
Oh,
Felicia,
okay.
one more
Cool.
thing. Jesse actually is going in, and
I'm
Fink's going in.
Fink, you're
Fink's
still
been
going?
to a show
Yeah,
on the
let's
beach
party.
before in AC. Jesse's never been to a Phish show.
I have.
And I'm taking them in tonight. Can you impart some words of wisdom for them and also for me taking them their first show? Like,
Come in here.
Get down.
man.
Smoke some
All you gotta
weed.
do is
Enjoy
get
yourself.
down. Yeah.
All you gotta do is get down. I'm
To the
not
music,
down.
man. You
dance,
can take
do
care
all
of
the good
yourself,
stuff you do at a
Let's go.
concert, you know?
All right.
Ain't that hard.
Thank you, Felicia. We love you.
Bye,
Thank
Felicia.
you.
Come back another time, all right? We're gonna have another episode for Felicia.
I've been waiting
Thank
for
you.
that.
All right. Now, yo, Mark, where's Catman? Is Catman around?
yeah.
All right, so
look
here's
at
the
that.
deal.
Look at the hands.
We're gonna check the temperature on different types of Phish fans right now.
Jeff Goldblum.
Because we got another
coming
one to
to
experience. A guy who these guys allege looks just like Jeff Goldblum, and he's the Catman. Catman, what's up?
Catman.
All right, Catman is stepping into the equation with the tie-dye Eagles shirt, which I think is the perfect
This guy looks the
balance
part right here.
of
Yes, sir.
Phish and Philly. So Catman, great job on the attire for the night.
Well, what you don't know is that I used to sit in the 600 level Veteran Stadium where I grew up, and I was about maybe a dozen rows behind your dad.
Oh, hell yeah. Ah, man. Well, it's good to be behind him because if you're in front of him, he was yelling and spitting on everyone. So, you know, it's projectile saliva because he yells at the referees. You see him, he's out of his mind. Okay, so Catman, let's talk about how you got into this mix. I hear that you're friends with this guy to your left. Is that accurate?
That's correct. We're both
Mark,
products
pull
of,
that mic down a little bit.
We're both products of Germantown Friends School. Have you heard of it?
GFS, yes.
My wife went to Penn
Ooh,
Charter. Have you ever heard of
you
that
can hear
school?
us. Penn Charter, yes. Fight harder, fight harder. I may have gone there for 13 years. A little different than GFS in certain ways, but you know, there's no argument about what's better. It's to each their own. Here's my understanding about Catman, what makes you semi-famous. I understand that you maybe wrote music and performed with one of Philly's favorite musicians who came from our era, one G Love. Is this true?
That is correct. He's also a product of Germantown Friends.
I know that. I'm aware of that. G Love was the man. I love that music. It's a good crossover there.
G-Love still is the man. What
I don't,
was
whatever.
still
I'm
going
just talking
strong.
about our era in the 90s. He was like the guy, all right? He's still the man. Don't get me wrong. G-Love, if you're watching, my bad. By the way, I'd like you to come on the podcast if you don't mind.
Come on out, G.
Okay, Meech, have you
Yo,
heard of
Garrett
G-Love
can
before?
ball. G-Love can ball, by the way.
Dude, don't
My
disrespect-
baby got sauce.
disrespect
Come
me
on,
like
man.
that.
You know you love that. Meech, real quick, what's your favorite non-rap genre of music, quickly? If you have to pick one.
It's R&B, but you know, it's almost the offshoot of rap. But I really don't have. I didn't appreciate any other genre. I was a rap fan until I was in the mid 2000s. Then I didn't listen to anything else. Now I appreciate stuff that I hated when I was a kid. Rock music. I'll listen to anything,
He's
man.
really into boy bands.
Get him, Fink.
Yeah, I'm not into that shit, but normal stuff. That's
stuff.
actual music.
All right. You're open to new things, right?
I am open to new things.
That's what happens as you get a little older.
My wife's into country music a lot now, and I find
that
myself
is
singing.
tough for me.
Can't do it.
And I hate it, but
Yeah.
it's
So,
catchy shit.
Side
man.
note, I was at a travel baseball tournament this weekend, and the other team hosting it was playing country, and I didn't think it got my kids in the right mind state.
My wife was actually here like a week ago for a concert. Some country
Luke
music
Bryan.
guy.
Luke Bryan.
Luke Bryan.
No, I
All
don't
right.
think it was Luke Bryan. It was a
Okay.
different one.
Let's get it back to
But yeah.
Catman. Although I do want to
You
shout
asked
out
me, man.
real quick. Andy, I just want to thank Andy. Shout
That's
out
our
to Andy
security.
for all his help.
Shout out
I think Andy might be on his 10th beer. I can't tell. He's had one in his hand the entire time. More than that, let's go, Andy. Andy's having a day. He flew in.
Andy's had a day. He's
for
been
this.
there.
Another friend of Mark Goodhart's.
In the trenches.
So, Catman, talk to us a little bit about your experience being a Phish fan in
nitrous
Philly.
balloons popping in the
Nitrous balloons are
background.
popping. Wait, is this guy doing one behind us?
That's
Let's
like
see how he
$8 a
reacts.
piece.
Oh, come on, man. Get back. Get him. Aleko, stay with him.
It might be helium.
Yeah, come on in.
What's up? Hey,
It
fam.
might float
How
up
much
in
you
the
got?
sky.
How's that going for you? How's the experience? Get in here.
It's good. Actually, Philly is very welcoming. It just came from Burgerstown, Star Lake. Not the same scene. Philly is a very welcoming crowd.
All right, cool.
It's felt here.
For those who aren't on tour, that's called Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah, it's Pittsburgh.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Pittsburgh.
How are the
Star Lake.
balloons here compared to there?
You know what? That's neither here nor there. It's all about the show. Show
man.
Star Lake. Okay.
people are going
Nitrous
in.
is nitrous,
He didn't
dude.
let us
Yeah,
get sucked
gas is
in.
gas,
Hey,
but-
Trying to
thanks,
wrap it
man.
up.
All right,
People are going in.
Yeah.
Good
All
luck,
right,
man.
cool.
Jesse, are you going in?
Yeah.
Are you ready?
I'm going in. I'm ready. So my last Phish show was at the Spectrum, which I'm thinking was like 1996. And to be honest, at that time, I was into like punk rock music, and I was kind of there to like just party. And I was in the concourse Spectrum, and there were people like spinning around, joyously. And at the time, I was a little freaked out by that. But now I think I'm mature enough that I can, feel that vibe. I think I'm gonna like it. What's your advice to me?
Spinning around the concourse?
I might tonight, Meech. I
Like the
might.
sound of
Me and
music.
Fink, holding hands.
Oh, baby.
Come on, baby, let's go. What do you think?
So, we're both
forgot
musicians.
Fink's ass was
You're a
going
bass
in.
player, Jesse?
That's
your
right.
second one,
I am.
right?
I'm a bass player as well.
Hell yeah.
Won't be on
You're like
service for this one.
You're going to be a veteran after this.
Go ahead.
No, it's all good.
Especially a Phish
So, I know I've been fortunate enough to play in a lot of places all over the city, tour Eastern Seaboard,
Yep.
record with lots of folks, and when you talk to lots of musicians, everyone, some people you say, well, what do you think about the Phish? The band Phish, and some guys are like, oh, they're awesome, and other guys are like,
Right.
But they all respect
Yeah, the musicianship.
the musicianship. So
Okay.
that's one piece, okay?
Right.
But as a musician and someone who's performed, this
Yeah, I
is
know
one
what
of
you
the
mean.
few things where I can come and let them take me for a ride.
Right.
And you have to be in a certain headspace to go on that
I want to
ride.
be taken. I do want to ride. I
Well,
want to be taken for a ride.
You might
tonight.
want to walk around the lot for a little while and
I
then
might.
spin
I
around
might.
and
I
then
might.
and then head in. But let me just tell you this: every show, these guys are they're jazz musicians. They're master musicians.
Got it.
These guys can play anything on their instrument.
Yeah.
But the four of them are one unit, and it's really something unique in music that you're never going to see, man.
Yeah.
These guys
The way
give
they-
themselves
yeah.
to the sonic creation that
Yeah,
they're doing,
yeah, yeah.
and that sonic thing takes them on a ride. They're on a ride every night.
That's
too.
one thing. Like,
It's
listen, I'll
very
be honest
tight.
with you. I'm not
It's very
a Phish fan. I don't know anything about them. But what I do know is this might never happen again, where there's like a band like this that people follow to the extent. I mean, I know what happened with the Grateful Dead and
Dead and Co.
and
yeah.
Phish.
That's
but
it.
That's it. It's dead now.
Yeah, in the world we
there's-
live in.
There's no other band that.
Well, guys like
people-
you that don't want to go to concerts anymore, that just sit on their couch.
No, listen,
You know,
I'm a different breed.
that endangers us.
I wouldn't.
Thanks,
Music,
Fink.
music is just released differently now. So people rallied around albums and movements
Right.
and
But
the
when you-
story
you
would
don't get
tell, and
this
it's
kind
just
of
released
fellowship.
But when
differently
you
now.
could feel, when you're younger and you could go to a concert and feel music, you can't experience that from a
I'm with
CD
you.
or.
All right, so I got an interesting thing to ask about because, Meech, we talked about this a little. So my understanding of what makes Phish special, they're going to play a different set every night, right? They're going to play different shows. But then they can break into these improvisational jams, for 15 minutes during the middle of a song. Now, I'll be honest, I'm the kind of guy, I go to a show, I'm singing along, it's kind of embarrassing, but I'm so into it. And when the singer changes it, I get a little bit upset. Because, I'm on it, and then he changed. I'm like, that's not how the song goes, man. You can't just, it's like when someone sings Star Spangled Banner, and they're like riffing off, and you're like, what the hell are you doing? So I appreciate the improvisation, but at the same time, I get a little irritated because the song goes. Meech, where do you fall on this? I feel like you
I mean, my number one live band of all time is The Roots, and they always improvise. They always change up their songs. So I'm
taken.
definitely not on that wouldn't bother me at all.
I guess it depends
I
if
think
it's
that's
better.
only if you go to like a pop star and you want to hear the pop
Like
song
Taylor Swift.
exactly like they sang
Yeah.
it, or maybe a rock
like
band.
if you're singing "Shake It Off" at the top of your lungs, right? Taylor can't change
and you
that.
start riffing on "Shake It Off." It's
Street improvs,
But
I was
see,
there.
Banger.
You have to understand that you're part of this ride. They feed off the crowd, and as a musician, they'll tell you they go to different arenas, and maybe that one bass note, that low B, sounds different, or they listen to how it smacks off the back or off the ceiling, and they're playing to that. And Trey will start doing shit with his guitar, and he's using the arena and the energy that everyone is there experiencing together, and they just kind of go along with it. And one of the things, you guys are obviously noobs, as we would say.
Noobs.
You're noobs.
Yeah.
But
we'll own it.
If you listen to some of the things that these guys talk about when they talk about how they play and how they've gotten to know each other, the bass player said, to have such trust and to let yourself go as a musician, and to be able to trust the other 3 people that you're playing with. I'm telling you, they play with. They're almost in a meditative state, and it's like no drug can do that for you, man.
Well, I can relate a little bit, being that
I think there's a few drugs that could do that for you.
So I used to tour the band, as we kind of touched on, and I will say this was a lot different. We played like the same shit every night, but by the time we got to the 20th show in the tour, we were locked in, and there was a lot of trust going on there. And it's just a beautiful thing.
Never improvised?
Nah, we never improvised, man. We played like that. I mean, maybe the guitar solo, the soloist, he might do a little something different, but it was verse, chorus, verse. I mean, that's how it went, man.
But it's like sports, man. It's like, look at the Eagles and how they ascended. They start to get to know each other, and before you know it,
That means they need a ticket.
you're throwing balls, and the guys
like Jalen Hurts on the RPO, making calls. It's all the same. It's all the same. All right, well, Catman, look. Thank you for coming on with us. Have the greatest night. And we should jam sometime. Double bass, just together. No one does that. We should think about that.
The name the bass line with both of you going at it would be
could
fun.
we get Catman to come to the deck at the Goodheart Shore House?
Yeah, actually, Catman and I were just catching up
Let's
before
go.
the show.
Let's
He
do
just
it.
spent a week in OC on 52nd Street, and we missed him.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me. That is garbage.
with my 5-year-old daughter, and Sam Wasco, who went to Penn Charter.
What? Uh-oh. We know that name. We know that name.
Hold on, Catman, real quick.
I did some research before we came
All
on
right,
air.
cool. Nah, Sam was cool. What do you got, Mark?
Catman, real quick. What song you want to hear tonight?
Oh, I'll go with the YEM, You Enjoy Myself.
There you go.
Oh, yeah, that was a big song, right?
That's another one for
All
the
right.
playlist.
Thanks, Catman.
Thank you, brother.
You the man, dude. Go Birds. Go Birds. Let's go.
Yo, we'll see you down the link. Let's go.
I'll see you
All right.
backwards down the number
Guys, I want to take a minute to do some housekeeping real quick. We did shout out the new sponsor, JBMP. It's going to take me a little while to get that. They got listings all over the city, folks. But I want to shout out a couple other sponsors. The Goodheart firm, right?
What's
Mark is
up?
straddling the line between sponsor and podcast host, and we're here for it. We're here for it.
It's all
Fink,
up to
by the way,
Fink.
real quick, what are your feelings on the Goodheart bar? Now, if you had like a dominant apparatus that was the Fink tank,
I am going to destroy that bar like it's
Goodheart
Franklin.
Goodheart came to a Phish show dressed like
You just
Spike
asked
Lee
for a
from
beer.
Do the Right Thing.
you didn't even hear that. Mark, Fink says he's going to destroy the Goodheart bar. Do you hear this? I thought you guys.
I did not say that.
Let me
I
just tell
did.
you.
I'm going to take an axe to it.
There were 50-mile-an-hour winds today, and sideways rain. It did not destroy the
I'm
Goodheart bar.
taking it down.
You cannot destroy the Goodheart bar.
Goodhart's like, why you ain't got no brothers up on this wall?
We got some people over here.
All right. Okay, so Goodheart firm, thank you very much. I also want to shout out A-Best Swag, makers of a lot of fine apparel, including Federal Donuts, Underdog, Make the World Better's products that we're using. Alex, my boy, hooking it up. A-Best Swag, you need a web store, you need any custom merchandise. They could print your face on your phone, like whatever, man. They can do
Shout out
any of that. Shout out A-Best Swag, shout out Ep. You guys are our boys, thank you. This fine product from Underdog, it's the whole
Shout out
team.
Fink's Hoagies for hooking us up.
That's right.
JBNP.
Back,
Let's
baby.
go. Okay,
Back,
okay.
baby.
Now,
Shout out Aleko back from Greece.
shout out to Aleko in the house. All right, okay, guys, here's my understanding. I think this show is about to start soon.
Yeah, we're
What's
gonna
our
have to-
timer? How long have we been going?
We gotta go.
We gotta go.
I gotta get in there, man.
We gotta go?
We have 54 minutes.
Oh, shit.
7:35
It always
right
passes
now.
so fun. Time flies, you're having
And I
fun.
started this probably.
Okay,
15
ready?
minutes late.
We're like our own little jam band
Wait,
over
I
here.
want to make an announcement right now because I got some amazing things that I've helped the crew. Everybody's cooked up for the future. We are going to have the first ever, to my knowledge, Philadelphia Sports Podcast Bowl-Off
Hell yeah.
at North Ball, Wednesday, August 9th at 8 p.m. We're going to live stream
Any
it.
ringers out there, get at us.
Listen, we're going to have Seamus and Zoe from Broad and Forever.
You guys are cooked.
They're cooked. We're going to have
done.
Jamie Lynch
You are
from the
over,
Daily Odds
Jamie.
Pod. Jamie will probably pull a muscle. It's going to be fine, although I did see he said he played 27 holes of golf the other day, so maybe he'll be okay.
I'm going to bring a couple cans of that spray they put in the
magic
shoes
spray.
after
So we're going to literally have a bowl-off. I don't know what the format is, but we're going to invite you guys, if you're listening or watching, to come down and hang out with us at North Bowl that night. They have taters. You can eat lots of tater tots. It's going to be great.
Taters.
Then, exciting announcement. I just got confirmation today that one of the most legendary sports media personalities in Philadelphia will be joining the City Pigeons podcast live from the Coop, the new HQ. One, Anthony the Cuz Gargano, baby. A big friend of
I love
Fink.
that guy.
They're going to talk in person. I don't know if this has ever
I've
happened
never
before.
seen the Cuz.
This is
You
going to
never
be
met
great.
the Cuz?
He's like, I'm
Fink
not.
and the
I'm
Cuz.
not.
Yeah, we got
I might get a little
We got to
nervous
cut
there.
that clip where I love the Fink.
Yeah, we got to get them like we got to get on tape them like seeing each other for the first time. But yeah, we're gonna have the Cuz, and that's right before football season from the Coop.
Oh, jeez.
Oh my God, that's gonna be on the 23rd.
The energy's going to be at
Wednesday,
level 1,000.
August 23rd. We're gonna live stream that. I think everybody's going into the show, guys. I think we're gonna wrap this thing
We're
up.
in trouble. We gotta get out of
People
here.
are staring at us like, what are we doing?
All right, well, have a couple donuts. Let's clear off these hoagies. Help me pack this stuff up. And everybody, thanks for tuning
Adios,
in.
amigos.
We'll see you guys soon. And if you got any other crazy ideas for us, shoot them our way. And if you want to build the Fink tank, get in touch with us because we're looking for some crazy shit.
It has to
All
be
right?
is it waterproof? Did
Let's
you tell
go.
them?
And I never say this. Can you like, subscribe, do all that stuff, baby? Let's go. We're trying to build this
hope
thing
they
up.
build me a
Help us
guillotine.
out. Fink is back.
Take my
He's
head
new and
off.
improved. It's going to be great, ladies and
Great.
gentlemen.
Let's go.
We missed
All right.
him. We missed him.
Peace out from the Mann Center.
Later.
Go Birds.
Go Birds. Go Birds.